action all right. I'm gonna have to film with this phone today. I can't find the tripod that I usually use for this one. But what's he saying? Bingo, I got action. I think I'm gonna use that for the thumbnail, that Friday movie. What's up, everybody? What's up, Trey, Healey? What's up, Uncle Will? Goble? What's going on, fellas? And do we got action? Hey, people are interested in what the gotcha man's saying and doing all of a sudden, but that's fine. Hey, I like it, man. That's kind of why I do this. It's fun. I like the interaction, the back and forth. You'll be surprised to hear that it gets kind of boring when it's just people agreeing with you. That's why I don't understand why people click up so tight to where, like airtight, to where the only people that to hang around with are people that just agree with every point and every conversation. It's all like, yeah, exactly, 100%. Let's all be on the same page. You know? Need some diversity in this bitch. But man, and like I said, Trey, I commented on your video and said I wish you would have just gave me a call, because you definitely have my personal phone number that nobody has. Of course, we talk on Instagram, and I more wish you would have done that for your sake than mine. But it is what it is, man, and I get it. You wanted to go public, man, and that's fine, and that's how I'm going to respond. It's public as well. Just say a few things. First of all, like Uncle Will, man, like, bruh, me and Uncle Will's friendship is a little bit different, man. Like, I'll always fuck with Uncle Will, and I think he'll always fuck with me. We don't agree on everything, but that's how life is supposed to be. We're men that can agree to disagree, but the dude knows how to have fun. The dude knows, like, we laugh at some of the same shit. Sometimes we push the envelope, both of us do. We sometimes push a little too far, but we always have a good time, and it's always a good laugh. And the people, just like I was saying about Rusty Truck the other day, the people that are in the chat trying to get two men to fight each other, y'all are weird, bruh. Y'all are weird. And it's like you can't think for yourself. You're offended about goofy shit. And that goofy shit is exactly what sparked this and what I'm going to talk about here with Trey Healey, man. With all due respect, I think you're tripping a little bit. But we'll get into that. Before we do, Uncle Will, bro. This is the goofy shit I'm talking about. I'm in Uncle Will's chat earlier. For some reason, I find myself, I don't want to say defending Triple T, but I guess there's no other way to put it. For some reason, like, all I was doing when I made a video, this last one that I said, hey, we need to talk, all I was doing was explaining my reasons, my personal reasons for participating in this man's show. Because that's kind of a big deal, right? It's one thing to come on and say and do your own shit on your own channel, but to be a player or a character on somebody else's channel, that's a huge deal. You got to really make sure that you're vetting the person. That's why you don't see me popping up on a lot of lives and with a lot of people. I don't do it. I do it for Uncle Will because I respect Uncle Will, and I like Uncle Will. Who else have I went up live on? Triple T. Of course, I've been there, but there ain't a whole lot of channels that I'll jump up on, because I got to make sure that I know you well enough, right? Shit got weird over at Uncle Will's today, and I know that's not even the video he was meaning to make. I think he was trying to make something completely different, and shit just went left, man. And then I checked back in, and Triple T was in there, and Ashley Thoughts. I was like, damn, what the hell? Because I was in my basement trying to shot back water, man. I don't know about, and I'm praying for anybody out there that also has flood issues. I'm driving through debris on the road right now. This is crazy, and I think this is God trying to tell us something. I don't want to get all God on y'all. I do feel like somebody's trying to tell us something. All this little bickering all of us are doing, and all this hate and all this crazy stuff that's going on in this world. And never mind, I don't even get into all that, but this is the second time in less than 6 months that there's been such a catastrophic weather event in my area that I've had to move furniture and rush to soak up water and try to come up with a game plan of what I'm going to do to to make it through it. So, and I'm way more lucky than there's whole gas stations and businesses that got wiped out down in West Virginia, and prayers go out to them, and hopefully all of us, if we are able to pitch in and do something to help in that situation. But let's get back to it, man. I was on Uncle Will's panel earlier. Like I said, found myself for some reason defending Triple T. I hate to even say defend. I was more defending my position on why I participate in the show, right? I made a video just to clarify, because there's people saying all kinds of crazy shit. I'm doing the rundown for this reason. I'm doing the rundown for that reason. I'm doing the rundown for this reason. And I've heard so many weird shit, conspiracies, that I thought, well, I'll address it myself so people actually know. The whole time I was able to, over the shot back and being able to hear what Triple T and Uncle Will and Ashley Thoughts and everybody else that was up there was all their points that they were trying to make. I think the only takeaway I got from it, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'll be more glad to, I'll go up on a panel with Uncle Will. If I wasn't shot back, and I would have tried to hit that link, but the overwhelming majority of people on that panel that was on that side were saying that he's a shit stirrer, and that's the huge problem that you have with him. And that's why you can't get behind me whenever I say I respect him for A, B, and C, right? And what I respect him for, and I shouldn't bring up his military if he doesn't want people to, but that's just how, whatever. Anybody that devotes that much time of their life for the country, and I know it's just a job to some people, but he did that, and nobody so far, unless I'm missing something, nobody has given me a reason not to respect him. But I do find it ironic when people say the main problem I have with Triple T is he's a shit starter. Come on, Uncle Will, that's pretty much all right? That's what we do. That's what you do. That's what I do, right? I don't think Triple T's near as bad as we are with it, but that's kind of what? That's your problem with him? Is shit starter? Like, and one of your examples that you brought up was when Ryan said you can't find so many pictures of me and Adam or whatever, and the Triple T put some pictures up. It's a direct response. Like, Upchurch was asking for somebody to try that, right? And if anything else, if you believe that the pictures he provided weren't good proof and it just proves Ryan right, then cool, then that's fantastic that Triple T gave you that, and then you could be like, oh look, he even made our argument even better. But to say that that's the reason that you overlook all of his accolades and all of his achievements in his life, and overlook everything else this man's done for the country, for himself, for his family, and say, well, I don't respect him because of that, because he pulls up pictures of Ryan. Are you serious? And as much as I love you, Uncle Will, I will say you're tripping when you said this.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. Do I need to pull up videos of people with Purple Hearts that's been convicted of raping and killing? And just because somebody has a Purple Heart doesn't mean that you got to respect everything that they do.
I got you, man. He is a Purple Heart recipient, but there's also Purple Heart recipients out there that have raped and killed people, or whatever you said. Uncle Will, bro. Unc, Bubby. I knew I shouldn't even have started to use that other phone. It shut off on me in the middle of me saying, Uncle Will, Unc, hey, what's that got to do with the price of eggs in China, Bubby? Seriously, though. I say, and Christy Ant's right. I did word that. I had to go back and listen to myself. I did word it a different way than what I intended to. And I'll put the comment right here. Christy Ant's who I'm talking about. You were 100% right, chick. I completely, because my mindset and what I was trying to do the video for was to say my reasons for doing the rundown and my reasons for respecting him. And I polished that sentence off by saying, well, and if you can't respect him, or if you don't respect him, you don't respect this country. It's not the way I meant it, but I still but yeah, Uncle Will, go ahead and pull up Purple Heart recipients that have been convicted of rape and murder. And then we'll sit here and figure out what that has to do with what I'm saying. Hey, with all due respect, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm personally talking about a man who has never raped or killed anybody, who has a squeaky clean military record that I know of, who has never given me a reason to not respect him. And you're saying, nah, I got you, man. Nope. There's people out there with Purple Hearts that's done A, B, and C, this, that, and the third. What the fuck does that got to do? I was even a little bit but you said you ate some edibles, so I overlook it. But I was like, what? What? Hey, I love you, Unc, but what? I mean, all right. But it's all jokes aside, the only thing that you guys have given me as a reason to not respect him, and as an argument to say, well, this is why you shouldn't respect him, gotcha, is one, you say he's a shit stirrer, which I thought that's what we all were. I thought that's what this whole community was. We've done some good trolls together, me and you both, and I've seen you on the good end of a lot of really good shit stirring trolls, bro. You know what I mean? It's kind of what you do, right? Like, and what you consider shit stirring for Triple T, it, like when he responds to certain stuff the church says, is pretty much identical to like how you look up Jam Wayne to try to prove him to be an industry plant or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we're all trying to prove our own points. That's what this whole thing's for. But I digress, man. Whatever. You know. But yeah, Christy Ant was right. I eat my words on that. I did say it a different way than what I meant to. But it's still all in love, man. I'm not tripping whatsoever, man. It's all good. I'm just giving... My intentions in that video was to give you guys my reasons for what I do, you know, and how I move, right? In case anybody had questions, because they seem to. There's also people out there who are jealous, and that's the saddest, weirdest thing ever. And boy, somebody send the fire department, but not really, because that'd be the next thing is I swatted this crybaby, but somebody not really send the fire department over and put Dagburn's tits out, because they were burning last night. I mean, this dude made a whole video of why he thinks, and dude, listen, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal before I even talk about how ignorant you are and how wrong you are again. Comment in this video that you will not strike me, and also say it in a video on your channel that you will not strike me for it. And I will take that video that you uploaded yesterday, and I will point for point answer every single, just like it's a damn court document where I have to answer to each allegation. I will answer one by one, each one of them, with not only video proof or whatever it is I need to do to prove that you're an idiot once and for all, and hopefully that you fade away into nothingness. I mean, I shouldn't even say that, because we want to keep you around, dude. This is kind of fun, but you go at it all wrong constantly, dude. And it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, I mean, he had a lot to say in that video, and like Rusty Truck was right. The views must be way down, because he was like, I'm going to talk about Ryan, his wife, his little baby. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And I guess that didn't work. So he was like, I'm going to try to rehash the same gotcha stuff that's already been put to bed and try it over again. You try to, let's rinse this out one more time, right? Let's see if we can get another push out of this crack pipe, dude. What are you talking about? But again, like I said, comment in this video. I will not strike the gotcha man if he reviews my video and goes over it point by point, and then say it in a video on your channel so I can screen record it, so I can take your dumb ass to court for the final false strike and be done with that part of life too, right? That you keep abusing the strike system for people. But yeah, I'd be more than glad to. I have every one of those videos, and a lot of those videos that he was trying to point out are still up and have been up. What the fuck are you talking? This man literally lit his tits on fire, jumped on YouTube, and was like, but Gotcha Man has said stuff about Ryan before. Bro, that's what my whole, that's what that whole We Need to Talk video was about how people seem to split, draw some line in the sand when I go to talk about Ryan. Speaking of talking about Ryan, let's get into Trey Healey, buddy. Listen, I'm going to start this by saying I love you like a brother, and I think, and you were the person I was talking about in my We Need to Talk video when I said this guy's a beautiful human being inside and out. And I say that now, and I will still say that after I get done saying what I'm going to say, and I will still believe that when I wake up tomorrow. I think you're a great guy. We've had some great conversations. We've had some deep conversations about our family, about our children. And again, would have been better off to just call me, because I could have given you my perspective, and it wouldn't have had all these people who are shit stars in the middle of it. But you went public, so here it goes, man. So in a nutshell, what I gathered from your video was that you have a problem with me speaking on Ryan. And I've heard this, let me just say this too, I've heard this a lot lately, that I am this guy that's pushing this hard drug narrative, that Ryan's on these hard drugs, and that couldn't be further from the truth. I know what I've said. And what I've said is the drugs that he's admitted to being on, which is Adderall, shrooms, pot, whatever, and the fact that he's up for days on it and abusing Adderall. And that's why I made the little parody song, Adderall. And that's one of the reasons that I went back in on him here recently. If you guys are keeping up, he come out and was like, oh, I'm gonna redo that song, Alcohol, and call it Adderall, and I'm like, nah, Bubby, that's what I've already did. I've done it. I've done it a couple years ago, and all your friends that are right beside you every day said that it was great, and I really put it to you. But I've never said that he was on any street drug. I've never said he's on meth. I never said he's on crack. I've never said he's on any of that. People, do your digging. I've never said it. But Trey Healey seems to think that I've said that, and that I'm pushing this so hard that he's on drugs, and that for some reason I am going to be the downfall of him. That for some reason my opinion of him is what's so important in the genre, and what's so important that everybody's going to listen to. And it's going to not only ruin his career, but ultimately trickle down and ruin Trey Healey's career, because of within the last month or so, he's done a song with Ryan. I hate to break it to you, Trey. There's a few other people saying, couple other people that may be a little bit more relevant than I am, that are saying actually way worse things. They are saying he's on meth. They are saying he's on crack. They are saying all these hard drugs, and they're people who are substantial in this lane. But I've already kind of overstepped and gave it away. The second point Trey was trying to make is Trey's trying to say that now that he's done music with Ryan, that he can make that connection to where my little commentary videos about Ryan are not only damaging to Ryan's career, which, Ryan, you're doing pretty good, right?
My numbers have gone up.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Better number right now, number-wise. YouTube doesn't matter. But that not only that, but that this is going to, and this is where this is where I really wish you would have called me, Trey, because you said, and this hurt, dude. That's crazy. He said that, well, I'll let you say it.
When you do a song with somebody, it's a business, and we have a business connection, not just friendship. I have a friendship with Ryan, but that friendship is, first, but then I also have, music tied to him, which brings me to my second thing, is that if you've been so good, brother, you have been so nice to me and very gracious and very thankful, and saying a lot of good things to support me and my dream come true. Everybody knows that I'm a huge church fan, and it was a dream come true to do music with him. An absolute dream come true. And I appreciate the kind words and, you know, the congratulations. But when you congratulate somebody and then put a post out to discredit the person that you're congratulating to work with for no reason whatsoever, it makes it hard to, you know, be excited about that congratulations, because it actually affects my children, my little girls.
Yeah, man. I've never been the type to take food off the plate or money out of a household or take from anybody's kids or do anything that would cause that to happen to somebody, especially a good man like you, who is a hard-working man, a family man, a loving man. This dude's got, I think, one of the best hearts and souls of any man that I've ever met. And for you to, and I don't know what's got you thinking that, man, but that's sad. But I'm going to be honest with you and tell you, and I'm not saying this to be funny or be disrespectful or to, you know, to sun you or whatever they say. But I want to give you a little piece of information, man. The only person who can do that to you, the only person that has the power to not only slow down your momentum, your career, take food off of your plates, your children's plates, bothers me even saying that, because I don't even want to speak on your, you know. The only person that has the power to do that is you, sir. And that's kind of a Johnny Goble thing to say. You know how Johnny Goble comes on here and says that it's people on YouTube that's lost him his job, and it's people on YouTube that's got his car keyed, and it's people on YouTube that's got his mayor to not let him tickle fight. Nah, Bubby, it's all what you allow the people to do, right? So, I mean, Johnny Goble's the guy that comes online and says racist stuff about people, still doing it, still telling me that I harbor some judgment to my wife because she got rammed by a black guy or whatever, and really was proud of himself for saying that, dude. But he says stuff like that about me and you know, about the black culture, not intercouplings or whatever he says. And then he says stuff, you know, about people who died of cancer. And he says stuff about people's babies, like Kansas that lost his baby, and prayers to you again, Kansas. Man, that's a loss. I don't even think I could make it through, sir. And I hate that this piece of shit even spoke on it. But he does stuff like that online, but then simultaneously also brags and showcases where he works at. And even though that isn't what got him fired, surprisingly, right? Because you would think that's what it would be. It's his own mouth and his own problems, right? It's his own idiocy of recording the mayor who hired him, sending that out to people online, and then shitting on those people to the point where those people send that back to the mayor, right? But ultimately, he got fired because he fell off a truck, wouldn't wear his PPE. His car got keyed because his wife snitched on somebody. This is all facts, man. But, and I know I got off on a tangent, but for Trey Healey to come out and say that, hey, gotcha, man, you saying that Ryan Upchurch abusing Adderall and saying shit out of his mind and saying goofy shit online, you're going to ultimately hinder me and my ability to support my family and my children. Is that's the only way I know how to describe it. That's a Johnny Goble move. Like I said, dude, still love and respect for you. Here's the part that really blows my mind. And speaking of Johnny Goble, I'm not going to be him and put this out there and screenshot him, but there's direct messages between me and you where even when you texted me and said, hey, man, church is putting me up in an Airbnb in Nashville to, you know, work on some music with me finally. And this is a great thing for my career. Man, this is awesome. I said to you, not only did I say to you, hey, man, if I'd have known you were going to go do music with him and go work with him, I would have not only uploaded the video that I just uploaded, where I'm pointing out some goofy shit that he said and done, but I wouldn't do it anymore at all out of respect for you and to try to help your career, because I have that much respect for you. I also said, hey, even though he says some really wackadoodle stuff that I can't get behind, you know, and it's to me obvious from a guy who's abusing Adderall and staying up is the only reason he would say some of the stuff he's saying. I still respect the fact that he is a legend in the game and fully understand why you would want to work with him as an artist trying to grow your career in the industry, why you would want to do music with him. You replied and said, hey, no worries, buddy. Matter of fact, you made a lot of great points in the video that you made about Ryan. Now all of a sudden, it's, hey, gotcha. You don't realize, but the videos that you're making about church is taken from my family. Like I said, man, I think this would have went way better for you to just have called me outright and had this conversation privately. But again, man, no hate, dude. It's nothing but love to you. And honestly, this goes back to what I was saying a minute ago about how only you can affect how your career goes. And I think you're putting way too much of your eggs in the Upchurch basket anyway, right? And I know a lot of people think that just because they do music with this certain individual, that's the thing that makes their career go. There's several artists that have gotten the chance to work with Ryan Upchurch that it's all about you. And I think Ryan would tell you the same thing. It's all about how passionate you are in your craft, and it's all about how, sad to say it, how good you are, right? If you're willing to work harder than anybody else, and that it doesn't matter who you do a feature with, it doesn't matter if you do a feature at all. There's artists out there who have made a name for themselves without even working with anybody. Sure, it helps, but here's my thing, man, is I'm going to end it with this, man. You knew well in advance, before ever going to Ghost Ranch and doing music with this man, you knew all the stuff that circled him. You knew every bit of it. You knew every bit of the stories that circled him. You knew every bit of the buzz that was going around. You knew what you were getting into when you went into it. So much so, like I said, you messaged me to say, hey, he's put me in an Airbnb. I'm in Nashville working with him, getting ready to go back there today. Man, I'm so excited at this opportunity. To which I said, hey, man, regardless of the stuff that he does, and you were like, hey, he's a different person. You know, he's different in person than he is online. What did I say to you? I said, I wish he would show that online then. Instead of whatever it is he's trying to prove, it's making him look worse and worse and worse. And I don't doubt for a second that Upchurch is a great guy. I never said that. You know, all I've done is when he's owed flowers, I give it to him. When he says something goofy, I give it to him. And the majority of you guys can see that. And I rarely find myself in a place that I have to even answer for any of it, but I'm more than glad to, man. But, you know, and people are like, well, what does Upchurch ever... I don't say anything that he wouldn't say about me. You guys forget him saying that, you know, I don't... what was it? I don't fuck my old lady right. The rumor that Upchurch had slept with my old lady, that 12 Point was passing around years ago, and whatever, I don't care. That's another one that I love, dude. It's all love for 12 Point, no matter what. But, and then Ryan saying that, I'm mad because I have man tits and this and that. Like, dude, the fact that you're more offended for Ryan than Ryan is weird anyway, right? If Ryan had that big of a problem with the shit I say, he would say it. But he knows that it's part goof anyway. And I'm going to end it with this. Anybody who's followed me for any time and heard me say anything about him have always heard me say The reason I do it, and Trey may not understand this because I don't think you have, from the talks that we've had, you don't have anybody close to you that suffered from addiction, like firsthand, as bad as, you know, and everybody's standards are different, right? So whenever I come on here and say that I have like this high of amount of respect for Triple T, you got to realize maybe I've been around shitheads my whole life, right? You know, so my standards may be a little bit different, but to me, you know, none of my immediate family has ever even bought a home, has ever even done anything remarkable or rememberable, right? And then I see somebody like Triple T who has this fantastic military career, who has this awesome online thing that he's worked hard to do, and, you know, has this show that he devoted his time to put together and was able to be successful enough to rub shoulders with people who can do it with him. I say, hey, I respect that man. But also, the reason that I do what I do and the reason I say the things that I say about Ryan has always been for one thing, and I've said it from day one, and it's never wavered. What I say to him is to try to get him to reflect and take some constructive criticism, because I don't care what anybody says, it's not normal behavior. It is not normal behavior. It is not just common shit, you know, like to say, oh, I've been up for 3-4 days. It's passion, baby. It's not passion, okay? And it's not healthy either, you know, and I've said this from day one. Everything that I say is to help that man. Is to get him to be able to laugh at himself, laugh at the crazy nonsense that he says. Just like last night when he was like, well, why throw that chair off of that restaurant rooftop? And I spent a couple dollars that I didn't have, the super chat, and said, hey, he threw it off there because the industry is trying to get you to go mainstream. And even he can laugh at it.
Shook. I did not realize this was happening as much on Broadway in Nashville.
Gotcha, man.
As it is. I do need to be a little more
You
specific
goofy
about my
motherfucker.
situation. So,
That was
yes,
funny.
I had
Yeah.
2 drinks earlier.
And if he can laugh at it and doesn't think it's going to end his career, why do you think it's going to end it? I mean, come on, bro. All I want that man to do is to see that he is overindulging a little bit, laugh at it, because that's the best way. And I've seen some success stories, man. I got a buddy right now who is celebrating 4.5 years. And I just passed him the other day in a brand new car and pulled over and talked to him. I was like, dude, I didn't even recognize you, dude. You're doing so well. And this is a guy who was fucked up, you know, and he called me because he could trust that he could call me and that I would understand and I would come and help him. And I drove up to Dayton, Ohio, scooped him up, brought him down here, and got him in to the detox center and got him where he needs to be and got him together. And maybe it's too hard as men for me to go, hey, man, you were fucked up that day, man. That was some piece of shit stuff or whatever the hell. No, it's not, no. We joke about it. I'm like, damn, bro, you goofy. You know what I mean? Like, woo. And that's my style, man. And I hope it helps him one day. But for you to say that the little things that I'm saying is somehow going to affect your career and your trajectory in the music industry is sad, blah, blah, but call me anytime, man. If you called me tonight and said, hey, my house is flooding, I would drive through the night to help you, whatever, go put out sump pumps or bail water, blah, blah. Just remember that. Same thing, Uncle Will, man, nothing but love to you. Same thing, Rusty Truck, Power Stroke, nothing but love. Johnny Goble, fuck you.